Roma drew with Real Betis. There is nothing much to say. I think we went there to get just 1 point and have the hope to qualify for the knockout stage, which means we're gonna have to finish in the second place. Now we have to win our last two games in order to finish the second in the table and qualify for the knockout stage, and that means that we gonna play a game against the Champions League team who was relegated to Europa League. So they asked Mourinho about it, and he said the failed Sharks of Champion League gonna come to Europa League, and which means yes, it's gonna be a tough game. So let's take a look at those teams. But before we do, I just want to remind you that the game gonna take place in January after World Cup. So we're gonna have Dybala, Wijnaldum, Chele, Karsdorp, and all of our player if no one else get injured. So we're gonna have a stronger team in January, hopefully. So from Group A, most likely Ajax gonna finish third. So if we end up playing with Ajax, I don't think it's gonna be a really difficult game. We can easily qualify and beating them. From Group B, it could be Atletico Madrid, it could be Leverkusen. I don't think it's gonna be Porto because Porto has been playing good recently. So if it's Atletico, it's going to be difficult because these past 10, 12 games that we played, we had issue playing against the defensive team. But we have no problem playing with the team that play open like Inter. But we suffer against the defensive team like Atalanta and also Juventus. Then from Group B, if we get Bayer Leverkusen, I think it's gonna be another easy game, easy qualification for us to beat them and qualify for the next round. From Group C, most likely we're gonna get Barcelona, which, as I said, I'm not worried playing against Barcelona as much as I'm worried playing against a defensive team. Barcelona gonna play open, and Mourinho really knows how to beat them. So I'm not worried if we end up playing against Barcelona. Actually, I'm hoping to get that because it would be a really exciting match to watch. And also, I don't think Inter gonna end up in third. I think they're gonna qualify for the next round in the Champions League. But if they finish third, we're not gonna get an Italian team. So from Group D, it's the most difficult one to predict because we could end up getting Tottenham, Marseille, or Sporting, or even Frankfurt. So either one of them, I think it would be a challenge a little bit, except for Tottenham, because Tottenham likes to put pressure and attack like Inter. But Sporting, the way we played like preseason, they know how to stop your attack. They know how to put the pressure, and they're really good at defense, except for the past two games against Marseille because they lost their goalkeeper, and then the second game they also lost a defender. So they lost those two games because they play with 10 players. So they're really strong. Also, Marseille could be a little bit challenging because their coach has played in Italia, coach in Italia, and has so many players that played in Italia, and especially for AS Roma, such as Veretout, Lopez, Max Lopez, the goalkeeper, and Cengiz Ondur. And if we get Frankfurt, on the paper it would be an easy game, but I don't know about the team's motivation. So we have to wait till January to talk about that. And Group E, it's also difficult to predict which team gonna finish third and goes to Europa League. So if it's Milan, since it's another Italian team, we're not gonna play them. Also, I think Milan gonna qualify for the next round. But if we get Salzburg or the Dinamo Zagreb, they're not gonna be that challenging for us. And I also don't think we're gonna Chelsea gonna finish third. I think they're gonna qualify for the next round. But let's say if we have to play Chelsea, that would be really difficult. But let's look at our history. We beat Leicester City under Mourinho last season. We also beat Tottenham in the preseason. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, preseason is not important," but if you remember the game, both team played it like it was the final. So that shows that we have a good team to beat a Premier League team. So from Group F, most likely it's between Leipzig and Shakhtar. So I think Shakhtar would be an easier game. Although when we play away, so many fans go and support Shakhtar. That's why Real Madrid had a tough time beating them. But again, with the German team and team like Shakhtar, I'm not that worried. From Group G, most likely it would be Sevilla. It could be a difficult game because they just changed their manager, and by then they might have a strong team and they could be tough to beat. Also, Copenhagen, it's a possibility, but I really doubt that because even Sevilla at their worst, I think they're gonna finish third. And lastly, from Group H, if Juventus finished third, we're not gonna get it because it's another Italian team, and two Italian team cannot play against each other. But if we get Haifa, that could be a little bit challenging because they played really good at home against Juve and also against PSG, and they're really a tough team to beat at home. But again, Mourinho, I think I trust him more than I trust Allegri. So if we beat them at home, then just go there and get a draw. At the end, everything depends first on qualifying and finishing second in the table, then in January on the motivation of the team. So after World Cup, I don't know how do the player feels. Are they hungry to win or not? And also which team we're gonna play against. And what I saw from this Roma team, it seems like they like to play against a stronger team, but when they play the first 10, 20, 30 minutes, they're really nervous, and it takes them a while to get into the game. But I think by January, we're gonna solve that problem because we already played against uh, Juve, Atalanta, and Inter, and also by then Napoli and Lazio. Honestly, I prefer to get a bigger team because that would make it more exciting. And also, if we beat a big team, it gives our player a great motivation to continue and hopefully win the title.